So it doesn't mind. There's no wrong or right here. This may appear as anything. It may appear as argument. It may appear as somebody who thinks, I think I get it now. May say, I think I get it now. Oh, I've lost it. No. It's all just a play. It's just this appearing to appearing as different characters, appearing to be separate from itself, but there's no real separation except as a thought or an imagination. There must be something other than this. That's just a thought appearing in this. Somehow, a thought that seems to say there must be something other than this. It may seem to make the seeking to continue in a way. Not accepting what just is, this may seem to make the seeking to continue in a way. But as well, that's just this appearing as that. It's not good or bad. It's just what seems to be happening. Yes, Peter?
I was just reflecting that there are so many answers out there. I mean, so many stories about how it all works, because it seems like that's what the human mind is, just keeps coming up with explanations and doing research and having answers to this. And every so often they say, well, we don't know yet about that, but the idea that eventually it will all be known, which of course is not possible. And I understand, just to practice what you're saying, Nkosi, is all that is appearing in this. All these answers are appearing in this. These apparent answers, they're answers that are invented by the human mind. The human mind comes up with answers because it wants to explain how things work.
Yeah, exactly. This this may I would say is not organized. It's just appearing as it's appearing. It may take any direction. You know, just like birds, when they fly, they move to any direction. There is no traffic police for birds. You know, to try to direct birds to walk in a certain path. They move anywhere, anytime. So it's
You
like
know,
that.
it's interesting that you say that, because I have never paid much attention to birds, but I kind of, in the last 2 years, I've gotten pissed off with crows, because I had crows that were nesting in a tree right next to my bedroom, and I got a what do you call this, slingshot, and I have moved since, not just for the birds, but But anyhow, now I go swimming in the early morning, and at exactly, not exactly, but pretty much the same time, they call it a murder of crows. It's like a large group of crows, and they come, I think in this case from the north, and they're heading towards the Gulf here. I think I don't know, but I'm wondering. And it's different size groups, maybe 4 or 5. They go in one direction, and within that, it's like a flock, a group of maybe like 50 to 100 birds. And sometimes they go a little bit random. For the most part, they go somewhere, it seems, in the morning at the 6:45. And at night, they come back, I'm told, by a friend who also watches because he's also pissed off about the noise when they nest. So, but anyhow, it's what's interesting though, and at the same time, there is bigger birds that I don't know the names of that fly, and you go like, man, where the hell are they going? It's like, and I'm sure there is people who study it and would have stories to tell about it. That but I get what you're saying about the randomness of it, but sometimes they fly so fast, and you think they really want to get somewhere. Like they must have a place that they go to. But anyhow, it's just I'm fascinated by it, and I stop swimming when they come, and I watch them.
Beautiful. Yeah, it may seem as if they are birds, but really they are no birds. It's just this, you know, appearing as that, moving, taking any direction, you know, and there's so much freedom. There's so much freedom.
And just as an addendum, and it's interesting how the mind, again, I did what we said earlier when Don asked about why. I immediately thought, well, there is an answer to where they sleep, where they go, what they do, why do they do it, and and I guess some people study that because they think they want to know about these things. So, and I still have some of that curiosity, and this is new for me to realize, like the concept that there is no birds. That's a challenge, because
Yeah.
I look at them every day, and so if somebody comes and says, "Hey, there's no birds," that's a stretch. Especially if
Yeah.
if if one shits and the shit falls on your head, and you go, "Well, Peter, there's no birds," and you go like,
And it's very warm.
there's a little bit of an odor with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Imagine that if were to happen to a newborn baby, you know. So what would be the reaction of the newborn baby? Would it see a bird? Would it see
No,
anything?
it was just no. That's right. Yes, yes. it would just be something that happens. Yeah,
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah. So it's already, even right now, it's already what seems to be happening, you know.
Right.
We are
So
all
are you,
still newborn babies.
so are you talking
Yes.
about us putting labels on everything?
Sorry, come
You're
again?
you're talking about us labeling everything. I mean, it's good to bump it up to a newborn baby, and then we learn to label. Now we want to understand our labels, and on the mind goes.
Yeah, yeah. It's just a knowledge in a memory. Because to even say it's a bird, that's a knowledge, you know. But the bird itself doesn't even know that it's a bird, you know. You say it's a room, but the room itself doesn't know it's a room.
Mhm.
Doesn't say I'm a room. You know, you say is this that's just a label. It's just a label. Everything is already nothing. Even
So
nothing is.
yes, yes. And in, we're living in a system that prides itself, pride is proud that we have education. And it seems like the whole ambition of humanity is to label and then understand the mechanisms and the relationships and so on and so forth. And it's considered, progress. So it's like a whole civilization is built around the value of learning and research and all that. So how would you explain, so we're coming together here tonight and we're saying, or how did we say that, just imagine you're back at the level of a baby. What what would cause, I know there is nobody, so but I'm still going to ask, what would cause somebody to want to do that, to undo the evolution that we've gone through? Or before you answer, let me see if I have an answer. I'm going to try. Why am I here? Well, on some level, even though I think less and less, but on some level, I have the imagination. It would simplify life and it would make life more enjoyable. Uh, the burden of knowing would be lifted. It would be a more would be it would be a it would be a very different way of living, to live without the knowledge and to simply just be like a baby would be. uh there is an appeal to it.
Well, I mean, there wouldn't be much progress if we were all at the baby stage of consciousness. There'd be no progress.
There would just
So
be a bunch of babies walking around outside and waiting to be fed.
Well, I may say that here it may seem that there is a there seem to be a synchronicity, you know. Things are simply happening. You know, there is going to the loo, going to town to buy grocery, come back, you know. But that is not registered as being done by somebody. You know, it's just it's just happening. You know, it's not special. You know, nothing is, you know, everything is fine. It's just, you know, it doesn't mind the story. If somebody's talking, then this may seem to talk back, you know. Oh, the weather today, it's very hot. It's very hot. See, but it looks like in the afternoon it's gonna rain. You know, it's so simple, so quiet. That baby consciousness, you know, it's yeah. The evolution, as you were saying, the evolution itself is just also what appears in this as this. You know, it's not separate from this.
Mhm.
So everything is allowed to be as it is. There's no judgment here, you know. If something wants to learn, then it may learn, go to school, study, you know. But at the background of what seems to be happening or the activity, there's just stillness that is watching what's happening. And that stillness is also appearing as an activity, you know. So
The stillness is
everything,
watching itself. Sorry.
sorry?
The stillness is watching itself, because you go, you talk about the background of the stillness. It seems like there's a separation there. There's no
Yeah,
background. There's just this. So there's nothing
yeah,
really watching.
yeah. At times, it may appear as just watching the activity, yet being the activity. I don't know how to put it. Not really watching as something.
Okay.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
So what I get in terms of what maybe Don said is that so we're all babies. Let me use that term. Um, and he said there would not be any progress, but there could be, in the state you're talking about, a baby without the labels or this clarity. You could build Apple computers, Facebook, all this stuff, and never flinch from who he is. So there could be progress in the world if you, that word doesn't seem to fit, but things would happen. Things would just happen without a doer, is what I'm
yeah,
understanding.
yeah. As they are happening right now, there's no doer as well. So
Oh, right. So in some sense, we're still all babies. I mean, if you want to say that.
yeah, you can say that's no, it's okay.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
I mean, is it similar to the Buddhist teaching of non-attachment? So Alice was talking about the baby, but the baby can still, develop all kinds of things, but remain the baby and not label it, something like that. So that it seems like it's sort of like a level of non-attachment that no, I better. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's a this may appear as anything, but this as it is right now, it's not a teaching. There's nobody here who's teaching anybody. You know, it's just what appears to happen. Even the Buddha's teaching is just totality, also appearing as that. That's not to say that is separate from this. It's just this also appearing as that. It may appear as a group, a religious group, somebody teaching about Jesus, about Christ, about God, who God is, you know. So it doesn't mind. It doesn't mind. Because everything is already this, no matter what shape or form it may appear to be. In the story, it may appear as if somebody is taking a decision, has a free will, but there is no real free will. It's just this deciding everything, appearing as a you who thinks that I'm taking this decision. No, you have never taken any decision. It's just this taking a decision. There's just life. There's nobody who's living life. There's no owner of life. There's just life. Even when the body collapses, life continues. Life does not depend on the body for it to be what it is. Life is life with or without the body. The body isn't special.